All right. Well, I want to welcome chaplains and guards this morning, and if you would please keep yourself on mute until you are speaking, but we're going to begin with introductions this morning, and I will work across my screen, so hopefully I won't forget anybody, but if I do, sing out at the end. And Grace, we will begin with you.
My name is Grace Maxwell, Chapter R, Red Lodge.
And are you a chaplain or guard?
Pardon?
Are you a chaplain or a guard?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm a chaplain.
Thank you. Judy?
Yes.
There you
Chapter M, AW from Cut Bank, and I'm a guard.
And Judy is your, how do you say your last name, Judy?
From home.
Thank you. Carol Ann. Unmute.
Hi, I'm Carol Ann Dagenet, chaplain for Chapter AACF in Helena, and you may see from time to time Poppy because she always wants to be a part of whatever I'm doing.
Very cute. Kathy, you can introduce yourself again.
Okay, I'm Kathy Huber, and I'm from Chapter BJ in Libby, Montana, and I'm a guard.
Jeannie?
I'm Jeannie Peterson, Montana State President. I am neither guard nor chaplain. I'm just here to support Linda. So,
Thank you. Susan's iPad. You're still on mute. Susan, you're still on mute. There
Susan
you go.
Kaufman, Chapter CH from Belgrade, and I'm a chaplain.
Thank you. Dee?
Hi, I'm Dee Holly from Billings Chapter S, and I'm chaplain.
Thank you. Nancy?
Lonke from Chapter I, Great Falls. I'm a guard.
Okay, and then we have Plain Carol.
I'm Carol Davidson, Chapter I, Great Falls, and I'm a chaplain.
Okay. Teddy.
I'm Teddy Copenaver from Chapter U out of Glasgow, and I am the chaplain.
Sandy.
Sandy Clapshaw, Great Falls, Montana, Chapter AX, and I'm a chaplain.
Okay. Nikki.
I'm Nikki Koik, and I'm from Boltzmann. We are Chapter CJ, and I'm a guard.
Thank you. Karen.
I'm Karen Stensrud. I'm from Billings, Chapter BL, and I am a guard.
Okay. Kristen Hope.
Kristen Hope. I am the Montana State organizer, and just like Jeannie, I am not a guard or a
chaplain.
Thank you.
Katie.
Hi, I'm Katie Henry. I'm from Chapter X in Butte, and I'm a chaplain.
Okay. Jennifer.
Hi, I'm Jenny Wendt, and I'm from Chapter T, Anaconda, and I am the guard.
Thank you. Melinda. There you go.
Melinda Shell, Chapter DZ in Helena, Montana, same state, and I'm a chaplain.
Thank you. Sally. Sarah Sally. That's unmute.
I'm from Chapter BD in Great Falls, and I'm doing this for the guard and the chaplain.
Thank you. Antoinette.
I'm Chapter AI, and I'm the guard.
Okay. Barb Hall.
Barbara Hall, Chapter AD Dillon, and I am the guard. And for those of you who weren't on earlier, my computer does not have a camera, so I apologize. Thank you.
Marcia?
I'm Marcia Gans from Chapter AG in Bozeman. I'm the chaplain.
Chris? Unmute.
I'm Chris Hall. I'm from Chapter F in Bozeman.
And are you a guard or chaplain?
Oh, sorry. Yes, I'm a chaplain. And sometimes Kristen Hope and I use the same Zoom, so I almost stepped on her toes. I'm sorry.
Bozeman's iPhone? I can't hear you. Can you hear us though? Just nod your head. Okay. Joy?
Hello, I'm Joy Mariska. I'm with Chapter AV in Billings, and I am the chaplain.
Okay. Dorothy? There you go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Dorothy Ashcraft, Chapter AI, Polson, chaplain.
Thank you. Tony?
I already answered. I'm Tony Whelan from Chapter AI, and I'm the chaplain.
Okay. I'm sorry. Rhonda Stannerson?
Hi. My camera is not working either.
Okay.
And I'm Chapter AS in Billings, Montana, and I am a guard.
Okay, thank you. And Janet Gale. I can't see you, but you are on mute, Janet. Okay, well, we'll come back. All right, well, welcome. And I'm going to begin with information that applies to both officers. Many times you can find the answers on your own to your questions, but if not, you can always ask a state officer. The Montana website, and I'm going to share my screen. Let's see here. I got to get.
Linda, did you start the recording?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Share. I'm hoping I share my screen. And I'm going to the Montana website right now. Can you ladies see that?
Yes.
Okay. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to get rid of that top part. After you log on to the Montana State website, there are tabs here across the front. And we're going to talk with about the resources tab today. And the officer's resources is the drop down that we're going to select. And when we do that, we're going, oh, I'm sorry, I better scroll. When we do that, we're going to see General Officer Resources, President, and we're going to deal with resources of the chaplain and the guard. There is a form on here. Do you know where to look? If I click on that hyperlink, it brings in this form. It talks about where you can find answers to certain questions. The P.E.O. Constitution. You would want to look under the duties of local officers, chaplain or guard. There's the IOLC, Instructions to Officers of Local Chapters, current version. That's also on the international website. And there are guards' instructions for initiation, which are generally kept with the initiatory emblem. But if not, they are listed in the diagram is in the prompter's book. The chaplain's prayer for the ceremony of initiation is also available. in your instructions instructions to the guard. It is also in the initiation book. And there is also a list of supplies for officers of local chapters.
Boston.
Now, there are a couple of other things that will be helpful to you. On here, if you look under International Resources for the Chaplain, this will take you to the international website. And I am logged in currently. So you would have to log in as a member though. And then what you would like to do, what you would need to do is I like to use audience type. And if you go and you scroll down, you'll see local chapter chaplain. Oops, selected the wrong one. This is sort of tricky for me because I have a touch screen laptop and I probably should be using my mouse a little bit more, but I'm not a mouse person either after having converted. Here we go. And what I want to point out here is there is always instructions to the local chapter, and then there is the chaplain's prayer card, which was revised in January of 2022. So between the Montana website and the international website, there is quite a wealth of information. And I'll show a little bit more of that pertaining to the specific offices. All of you should be familiar with your duties according to the IOLC instructions to officers of local chapters. Your president should also know where you keep your supplies. And if you as the guard know you're going to be absent from a meeting, it's very helpful if you leave your supplies with the president if there's going to be an initiation. Now, we'll deal with chaplains first. And I am going to stop sharing for a moment so I can see everybody. Your main duty as the chaplain is to prepare the devotions for each meeting. Devotions are limited to the Bible, both the Old and New Testament, or other inspirational text that is acceptable to your chapter. You can also use any version of the Bible which is acceptable to the chapter. The P.E.O. prayer is read using the most current version, and it should say 1/2022. Reciting the Lord's Prayer is now optional. And I want to mention that there are recordings of both the P.E.O. prayer and the Lord's Prayer on the international website if you look under local chaplain. With the second invite that I sent, I attached a guide bookmark to keep with your Bible when you are looking for a devotion that would apply to certain situations. There are also other documents for devotions on the state website. I'm going to take a moment and I'm going to share those with you. About our objects and aims, or even biblical references. And that is down here under Chaplain, Scriptures on the Objects and Aims. If you click that hyperlink, it brings them in. If I go back, there is this guide bookmark, which I sent. And if you'll notice, there are two columns here. Basically, I just copied and sent you one. It's kind of like you can cut it. And if you have another inspirational book that you like to use or two Bibles you alternate from, you could put the bookmark in either one. And then there is the Chaplain Biblical Reference Guide. And it might take it a minute to load. There we go. And it has various topics: initiation ceremony, suggestions for the good of the chapter. It talks about Christmas, Epiphany. So there is this wealth of information that you can select as a chaplain if you're just not finding a scripture for the next meeting. I want to mention that there are 2 links on here. The officer training Zoom video is for guards, but it's by Kathy Brown, and it will probably be replaced by this training video. And the guards and chaplains, do you know where to look? The second one that's listed down here, the link does not work. It'll give you an error message, and I have made a couple of notes to get those changed. Okay, so I'll stop sharing for a moment. So since we know that the ceremony of initiation memorization is at the discretion of the chapter, you may hold the ceremony of initiation prayer card if you are memorizing your entire ceremony of initiation. You are able to read from that card. And you should be comfortable with your part as the chaplain for the ceremony of initiation. Remember, practice makes perfect. So, my chaplains, do you have any questions for me?
No.
No. Now, the second part of this video.
Linda,
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
is in terms of the scriptures, we pretty much have a laissez-faire attitude, don't we, for chaplains? I mean, we can use something that's maybe current to the scene in our world today. We don't need to use necessarily the ones that are suggested on the website. Is that correct?
You don't have to use the suggested ones, but I would be careful that what you intend to read for your devotion has been approved by the chapter before the meeting. Otherwise, if you have things that pertain to what's going on today, I suggest that you read them under suggestions for the good of the chapter, but probably under, I don't know, caring and sharing, or what you do at the close of the meeting. Good question. Thanks,
Thank
Dee.
you.
Are there any other questions? So chaplains, I would love to have you stay because we are going to talk quite a bit about ceremony of initiation in the guards part, but I understand if you would like to be excused. So that is up to you. Okay, guards. Every meeting, you conduct a visual verification of the members. If you have visitors, please ask to see their membership card. Now, does your visitor always bring their membership card to the meeting? Probably not, but I would take her aside and ask her to give you the password. You should sit in close proximity to the door to confirm all of the members who enter, probably a little tardy. Some guards still continue announcing, Madam President, all present are entitled to remain, and that's okay. Or you could give your president a thumbs up or a nod when she said, when there's a part that says, are there any members joining by phone? And hearing none, then you could give her a nod that everything is okay. A guard may leave her position if she wishes to sponsor a person, a new prospective member. Any member has the right to propose a name for membership as long as she has been a P.E.O member of your chapter for more than a year. So let's talk about the ceremony itself. For the ceremony of initiation, the president must appoint an assistant guard, and she then assumes your duties to admit no one during the ceremony. So after the assistant has been appointed by the president, you stand up and say, Madam President, and you use the full name of the sister until she is actually welcomed as a sister to the chapter. So you would say, Madam President, Jane Doe, etc. And then the recording secretary reads the part that she is to read. And then the president says, since our laws have been observed, ... soft, and she finishes, soft music begins. And please, please have someone in charge of the soft music, of the music, who is not participating in the ceremony. So when the soft music begins, you leave to begin to prepare the table. If a white cloth is used, it must be placed on at the beginning of the meeting, but you may remove it after the ceremony of initiation. You'll want to remove the chairs that might be around and clear the table. Place the president's book and a pen close by to have for when the initiate signs. Initiation supplies, in other words, the emblem, the Bible, the gavel, the pen, should be kept out of sight, preferably in a separate room. You refer to the diagram that is in the guard's instructions that should be in the initiatory emblem or in the prompter's part for the arrangement of the articles on the table. So this is a good way to remember it. It's 3 trips to the table and it's 2 trips at the end. The first thing is you bring the initiatory emblem in. You want to make sure that the ribbons are secured under the emblem in the elastics, but the rings may be looped over the points of the emblem prior to bringing it to the table. You place the initiatory emblem in the center of the table with the letters facing where the president stands at the table. You proceed around the table in either direction to prepare the ribbons. You place the rings at the emblem points, and the tassel should be extended outward in a straight line. Please do not reach across the emblem at any time. Next, bring in the Bible and the member's pen, which should be opened, but the Bible is closed. Place the pen in a standing tripod fashion just below the star in the center of the table, and then open the Bible up just below the pen. Third trip is when you bring in the white gavel to be used by the president. You want to place the white gavel, the gavel, to the left of the Bible. Then you take your place in the circle on the right side of the president. You are part of the circle throughout the ceremony. You no longer stand back behind the initiates. You are part of the circle. That gets a little tricky when you can initiate more than one member. And you do know that you can initiate up to 3 members. So when the president takes her place at the head of the table, she signals the other officers to come forward and assume their positions. The president then says the guard will admit the candidate to the ceremony, at which time the music stops when you leave to escort the candidate to the table, and you want to take her by the arm and put her on the right side of your president. Then you say, you actually have all of these speaking parts, which really should set the tone of the meeting. you say, Madam President, Jane Doe, using her full name again, etc., and remain in the circle. After the president, we've gone through ceremony, and after the president says, your devotion will be the measure, ... and taps the gavel, soft music begins again, and you place the president's book at the right of the Bible. The book may rest upon a ribbon, but it is never to touch the Bible. You may support the book if necessary while the initiate signs. After the initiate has signed, remove the book and the pen from the table and just hold it. After the ceremony has ended, the president escorts the new member to the front of the table and she greets her. You will greet her second so that you may begin your duties of clearing the table. You remove the initiatory emblem first, and you can actually, the officers generally have folded the ribbon in half to get it with the tassel. It's easy if you can fold it again in half and place it upon the top of the emblem and gently hold it with your hand while you exit the room. Then you return for the Bible and the gavel, and if necessary, gather the booklets that might have been used to be returned to the president. You ready the table for the meeting to continue. When the initiatory emblem is prepared for storage, refold the ribbons and tuck them into the elastic band under each point. The ribbons can be ironed, but you must use a pressing cloth between the iron and the ribbon. And I did send, I'm going to share a little bit again, I did send out the how to fold the ribbons. And again, that is down here under guard, how to fold the ribbons, just in case you lose it. But it is listed in sections of 3. So you have 3 copies, print one, you've got 3 copies for life. But there are very explicit instructions on how to fold the ribbon, but it still takes practice in order for them to be able to pull correctly and have them unfold. I can stop sharing. And I know that this was a lot of information about the ceremony, but this is one of the reasons that I personally do not want to see the position of the guard eliminated in international, because it is a good introductory office to PEO chapters on a whole, but it has there's such an important part for you as the guard to play in the ceremony of initiation. So do you, as guards, have any questions for me about that information?
Linda, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, go ahead, Kathy.
Okay. I was just going to say, so you have printed this so we can go back and look this over. Have you sent it to the chapters or?
I attached only 2 of those things. I attached the, let me think here. I only attached the, oh, anyway, where is my page? Anyway, I can attach it to the Zoom link. I will send you all the Zoom link, and I will attach all of the information that I kind of showed you so that you don't have to look on the website. Will that make it easier?
Yes, that'd be great. Thank you.
You're welcome. Marcia, did you have a question?
No. No.
Okay. Sometimes what happens is a green bar lights around my screen for those who want to speak. So, yeah. Are there any other questions, ladies? Well, hearing none, I will stop the recording.